Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Bob's Forestry with RedPower tutorials. And today we're going to be looking at the Carpenter and also automating the farm produce to the tree and bug farm. But before we get started, I have a little bit of a problem, or a confession, or an issue with the bug peat farm. Now, as you can see, it's not working. Now, I had a look at this earlier. I spotted it when I came on earlier to make the next computer graph screen, and I thought, what's going on here then? Because literally this top bug farm is 5 off the floor. As you can see, there's one at the bottom, then a gap, one at the bottom, one in the middle, then another gap, and then one at the top. So that's only 5 away. So I went back to the Forestry wiki, and I swear blind this line wasn't in there. But the y coordinates of this, i.e. the height, actually starts 1 down. So it's 1 down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, right, you'll be thinking, well, that's alright then, because it's only 4 up. So the only thing we can do with this is to lift it up 1. Anyway, I tried this earlier, like I said, and I simply took that out of there, picked up another turbo, and I put it in here. Now, before we do anything else, let's just cover that pipe section off, and then we'll not have any rogue objects going in or out. And then all we have to do now is connect the power up. And then that should then do the bottom one and this top one, which should all probably change all at the same time, or very rapidly anyway. There we go, starting to change now. Right, on we go. All the other farms seem to be working quite well. They're all pretty much still collecting resources. So let's get on with looking at the Carpenter. Now, the Carpenter is the Forestry equivalent of a powered crafting table. I think that's probably the best way to look at it. And if we just go through the bits and bobs about the Carpenter, it requires power, requires liquid, but which is not always water. Sometimes it has seed oil. Sometimes I don't think there is any apple juice recipes that spring off the top of my head. Not that I've ever made any. You can remove excess liquid with a pipette if you've only got a bit in. If you've got a lot in, then just break it, or if you don't want to lose it, use pipettes. The inputs and outputs are pretty straightforward. In the top is the crate slot, which is that slot there. The bottom is the product outlet, so the finished product, whatever that may be, comes out the bottom of the Carpenter. And then the remaining sides are the water, which goes into this empty tube, and the inventory for holding the ingredients. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. The recipe for this is literally all bronze. So we've got bronze down this side, bronze up this side, sturdy casing which is made from 8 bronze with a glass top and bottom, and that makes the Carpenter. Now, we need 2 carpenters. We need one to make the bug earth, and we need one to make the hummus for the tree farm. And I'm going to start with dropping down the hole. I'm going to start with the tree farm. That hasn't broken away, has it? It's just probably a bit of lag here. Right, so let's start by making the hummus for the tree farm. Hummus is simply dirt all the way around, mulch, in a Carpenter. Now we have mulch making here. Alright, not a lot of it at the moment, but this is a single play server, so you know, yeah. We need to get the dirt all the way down from the bug farm all the way down here. Now, I don't want pipes and tubes and everything laid all over the place, so I'm just going to decide where I'm going to make this, and I should be right back in a second. Right, hi, I'm back. I've just noticed that the logs barrel is full, and it started on the spare one, so let me just sort that out. We need a barrel upgrade for this wood, which is the extra dimensional storage. Very strange recipe. We'll upgrade all of these. We'll just drop out of creative mode, and then I can take these out of here. Put them in here. With the extra dimensional storage, you raise the cap of the barrels from 64 stacks to a whopping 1024, which is a mighty leap. Right, I think pretty much what I've decided is to make the hummus down this end, seeing as the dirt's down here, and then we'll ship it up to the other end using mag tubes. Objects a log distance, so we'll make it over here. Now we need to get under the bottom to take the produce out, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start with a, where's my filter gone? I'm going to start with a filter facing upwards, and then put the Carpenter on top of that. And we'll just dig a couple out. So that's our hummus out. Now I've already got some hummus on me, so we can just pop one in there. That sorts that. Okay, we'll have the water going into the back of it. So let's just knock this down a couple of levels. If we put our aqueous accumulator just here, and then on these sides, put water sources at the other three. And then take our liquiducts from the top into the Carpenter, and we should see that now filling up with water. So nice little water supply there. I'll block this top off. And then the outlet for our pipes we're just going to join up with these, and then hopefully the hummus will go into this end barrel here. That's the plan anyway. The problem we might have is if we empty the dirt out of that barrel, the hummus will actually go into that because it's closer than the end one, and that will give us a problem. So may have to change this around a little as we go along. Right, we want dirt in. Now, as soon as the dirt is already here, we simply need a filter underneath. Going to that side of the Carpenter. Now we're going to have to cross over all these pipes here, aren't we? So let's see. Let's do it backwards and see where we end up. I for the sake of easiness, we shall come across one, go 2, and we shall blank that side off. And then from there, in fact we can do that all the way down and make it simple. In fact no, we'll go another one down and make it neater. Apart from that there. Okay, and then we can fill that top one back in. Can fill that in as well. And those two. Right, so now it's dirt out and into there. We need mulch out. Now mulch is down by where the wheat is, so I need to string a. Now where are we going to put that? Need to string a bit longer pipe. Now what we can actually do is join it to this pipe and put them in on the same side. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that here. And that's probably a good idea. So let me just lay this pipe out and I shall be back in a second. Right, what I've actually done here is I've joined this pipe to the other barrels. It shouldn't make any difference because unlike BC pipes, these are quite intelligent, the tubes, and it shouldn't actually send anything down there. So just block that end off because we don't want that connection here. And if I connect that tube now to here, apart from the crisscross which I've created, which we don't need anymore, and I've just knocked that off. Right, where's this come up? I know why my psyllium's going down there, it's because there's nothing in this barrel. Because of the restriction tube, it's a shorter distance. Okay, I need to put in a restriction tube here. Where's our tube up? It's that side. So let's take out that and that, make it a bit neater. We don't need those in because they do the same job. So just to reiterate that, the mycelium went all the way down the tube and went into the Carpenter because the mycelium storage container there has actually got a restriction tube on it, so that made this route longer than that route. So by putting that restriction tube there, this is now longer and it won't do that. Just pick that tube up. Right, so we're all set now to reconnect these filters back up. So down there we need the mycelium to go. Actually this is not going to work at all. Because the seeds and the wheat are going to go down here as well. Pretty sure. Let's just have a look. Right, instead of the restriction tube, I'm going to put a filter in here. And we need to turn it the other way around, like so. And in here, we're going to put a quarter stack of mulch, and that will stop anything else from coming through. I think that's better. Problem is, if that empties, then mycelium will go in there. And when the wheat and seeds are sent over here and into the moistener, the returning objects might actually come back into this chest. So to resolve this, the simplest thing to do would be to put a filter on top of here. So to do that, first of all, let's just plate these sides off, and then in the middle of here put a filter upside down, and then inside there we can put a mulch, and then all we have to do then is to connect pipes over the top. So that should stop anything going into that barrel that's not mulch. Right, so we've now got our mulch coming in. Now that's coming in much too quick. Much too quick. We only want, we need to slow that down a lot. Let's put 3 minutes on it. Right, that's all the dirt from the bog farm that's going over. Right, the other thing not to forget is to put the recipe in the top here, so just need some dirt for that. And the recipe for hummus is dirt all the way around with mulch in the middle, and that makes 9. You can make this a normal crafting table, and it will only make 8 though. Okay, so our output for now, we're going to go into this barrel. So all I need to do here is for an output, which is the top, I believe. No, bottom is the product outlet, which we've already got. And that goes up into the tops anyway, so that's fine. So that should be everything. All we need to do is set a couple of timers up. And we could probably, I can't see a reason why we shouldn't run these off the same timer. Tell you what we will do. Let's make that stack. Right, we'll slow this down as well to 3 minutes. And that should now start. And there's a little bar which goes up at the side of the product here, which, oh, I know what I've forgotten. I haven't got any power. That would help. We have no power at all, which is why it's not working. So let's just stop these. And bring our power across. Actually, no, we will do that. And come up here. And voila, we have power. And we should now be making our hummus. Cool. Let me do some patching up and I should be right back. Right, so that's happily making our first hummus for our tree farm. Should pull the stacks out at be careful of doing that. They don't always make, being multiples of 9, they won't make full stacks. So let me just reconnect these back up. And that pretty much wraps us up. So just to go over what we've done about Carpenter, just briefly, requires power, liquid, not always water. You can remove the excess liquid with a pipette if you need to. The top is the crate slot, and the bottom is the product outlet, and the sides is the water and item inside. And this is really more about pipe work than it is is about the machines at the moment. So yeah, and I changed this as well. I'll put it on a slow timer because the mulch was coming down too quickly on the separate timer. So hopefully that'll work better. I might make some finer tweaks to it. And next episode we'll be looking at shifting the hummus all the way and connecting it up to the tree farms. So this is Bobster. This is episode 3 of the Forestry with RedPower tutorial. Join me again for episode 4. Thank you for watching.